Hi, I'm Yashud. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to share my views on why you shouldn't learn Python as your first programming language. So many people will really hate me after hearing this statement. But yes, I'm a Python lover personally. So I love Python. I love coding in Python because Python is everywhere. We can use Python in web development, machine learning, data analytics, game development, and cyber security. Everywhere we can use Python everywhere. So I don't find anyone who is hating Python, but as a new programmers, as an individual who is new to the programming world, so I advise people not to go with Python. There are reasons for that. I will explain them. So why you shouldn't learn Python as your first programming language. So the first thing, so many colleges, till last 1 year, so taught C as a first programming language. There are reasons for that. So because C is not a complete high level programming language like Python. So anyone who knows English can learn Python very easily, but when coming to C, it is not. You need to learn the syntax. It will be complex at the beginning of your programming journey if you started with C or Java or other programming languages. But if you start learning Python as your first programming language, you will not face much difficulties because the syntax of Python is very much similar to English language. So if you know how to write English, then it's easy for you to learn and write programs in Python. But what is the disadvantage here? So in order to learn anything, any subject, you need to pass through the phase of learning complex thing first, so that simple things they all went as a part of your journey. But if you learn easy things in the beginning of your programming journey, so what it matters is, of course, it encourages you to go and explore the programming. But when you are approached with complex problem statements, complex development areas, then you will face challenges, and you may quit. You may lose your interest ultimately because you are habituated with easy learning. So my advice to people who are starting their programming journey is start with C or Java. So I saw college students who started their learning with Python. So they don't even know what runtime error is, because Python is completely interpreted and you don't even find runtime error. So everything you will learn in the compile time itself. So you don't need to worry about runtime. So it creates a problem. So if you go and work on real time projects, you need to know this stuff. What is runtime error? What is production level? Problems that generally developers face. You need to know all these stuff. So if you directly learn Python, how can you learn all these stuff like runtime errors and all this stuff? And also, everything in Python is a short bits of code. So you can implement a complex code in C or Java within few lines of code. It's okay to learn Python, but if you know C and Java first, you will learn the basics of programming. You will get exposed to all the concepts with some complexity. Then if you learn Python, you may really understand the difference between different programming languages and all those stuff. And if you want to solve complex problems, then you can use Python, because you know how to find the difference between C, Java, JavaScript, or C sharp, what C++, whatever it might be, and with the Python. So if you know these differences, then ultimately it will be easy for you to go strong in wherever you go. So but if you start with Python, you will never be exposed with all the complexities behind a programming language. You will not find how many level programming language works. So you will just go with English statements, writing English statements. Then you may be fancied with programming, but ultimately you end up losing interest in the programming world. So I saw many people who started their journey with Python. They were good in the initial years, but after that they ultimately lose interest with Python. So this is a real time things that will happen in my network. So with my experiences, I'm telling this: don't start your programming with Python. Learn C or Java first. If you're good with at least one programming language among C or Java or any other ops programming language, then only go with Python. So I advise go with C. C is very preferred programming language for all the beginners and the people who are completely new to the programming world. So even if you're computer science graduate, whatever you might be, so go and start with C. And that is the reason why many universities still prefer C as a first programming language. You will expose to the C programming language in your first semester itself. But nowadays I saw many colleges changing their first programming language from C to Python. it's not good. Even though Python is trendy, if you can't learn all the stuff of C, then ultimately you will learn all this stuff. It will be difficult for you. So if you want to learn data structures and algorithms, if you learn with C or Java, then you will know the real value and real complexity that lies behind a programming language. But if you start with Python, so everything seems easy for you in the initial days, but later you will face difficulties. So it's the reason why you shouldn't start your programming journey with Python. I hope it gives you some knowledge on why you shouldn't go with Python and why you should have to go with C. So share with your friends or in your network to let them know that going with Python as a first programming language is not advisable. Thank you for watching this video. Follow me in social media and join as a member to my channel. You can find all the links in the description. Thank you.